Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning. It's a little bit humid, but honestly, it will always be humid in Nebraska, so that's hardly even worth noting. There's a little bit of a breeze, but that's just enough to keep the humidity off. I am out in a cornfield today. We get to spend the day in the tractor together. You ready? Dad was out here last night. I think he was pretty excited and anxious and wanted to get things set up and test it out. And this is what it looks like after the hiller has gone through the corn. See? So any of that little grass or volunteer corn or palmer or any other weeds we struggle with, look at that. It's already dead. He was just here last night, probably not even less than 12 hours, probably about 12 hours ago. Dead. Pretty cool, right? So the tractor drives through the field and we farm on 30-inch rows. We do have duals on the tractor here, but for anyone who's worried, look, it lines up just right. So the tire is on either side of the corn, and the corn is small enough that that doesn't hurt anything. And then this, in the technical term, is spiky rolls. And then that little blade back there runs in the trench that this thing cuts and flips the dirt over and makes a nice little hill over like on either side of this, hence being called a hiller. And I think it's called a cultivator when we put these things down, and those run closer to the actual corn plant, making it a cultivator. But for today, we'll just be hilling. Another thing people get concerned about is our end rows. So you can see the field is running that direction while the end rows are running this direction. And yes, you do have to run over corn on the end rows, but look, it is not that much and does not impact anything enough significantly to, well, I don't know what else you do. You have to run over some corn in order to turn around. But when this starts getting taller, you will not even notice that those two corn plants there are missing. People also think the same thing about pivot. So that pivot has 8 towers, so that's 8 sets of tires that are running over corn in a circle. But having a pivot watering your crops is way more important than whatever few plants that you lose from the tires, if that makes sense. Should be a hot one today. Dad says on really hot days you can hear the corn growing. So I guess we'll see if it gets any taller by the time we're done today. I didn't get around to like fully cleaning out the tractor cab after planting season, but oh well, no time. You have to move on. All right, I'm starting off kind of slow as in 3.4 miles an hour, just because if you start tearing out corn, you tear out a lot really fast. The things that I'm adjusting is, do you see that right there? It's the white with the numbers on it. So that's the pitch of the 3-point going backwards and forwards. So backwards it gets deeper, forwards it gets shallower. And I'm just watching really closely that I'm not tearing up so much dirt that I'm throwing it over corn and laying it over. And also that my auto steer is keeping me in a, oh, you know what? I need to shift over one. I'm trying to keep that silver line of tractor right in the very middle. I want my auto steer to keep me right in the middle. It was super windy last night when Dad started hilling, and so he did an every other pass thing to try to kind of turn some of the dirt and stop it from blowing so much. And so I am filling in that every other pass, and it's actually really nice because I don't have to turn so sharp on the end rows. I'm just keeping a really close eye, just turned around, watching and feeling the pull of the tractor one way or the other. It's a really flat field, which is really nice, so I don't have to worry about slopes or hills or anything. The corn is kind of smaller in the middle of the field from all the wind we got earlier on in the spring. Dad has said it kind of like burned it. The leaves got crispy. It wasn't too good looking, but it stunted the growth a little bit, and so I can't go quite as deep in the middle of the field or whenever the corn gets small. So you just have to pay really close attention. I had to get out. I do not think you guys understand what this feels and smells like and sounds like. Like the dirt smells so good, and the wind through the corn leaves. Oh, you guys, I love Nebraska so much. What a beautiful time of year. I made a quick detour in my day to deliver a Jimmy John's lunch to Grant and a Kickstart. But I think, let's see, you're doing the same thing that I am, aren't you?
Yeah. What do you think of my corn?
It's beautiful. It's dark and even. Yeah, it's pretty.
Very nice.
Proud of you.
It's gonna be warming out there.
Yeah? All right, well, I think I need to go back to my tractor and keep doing the same thing.
You want to ride with me for a little while?
I do, but I think I would be more useful in my tractor. Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you at home. Okay, I'm kind of zoomed in and I feel like my hand is shaky. But my brother Ethan is hilling in the same field as I am. This field that we're in it's technically two fields, but they're right next to each other, and so we don't put like anything in the middle. The only reason they're two different fields is that we rent one from one person and own the other, and there's two separate pivots. But if you look at it from the road, it just looks like one big field because it's all just corn. But anyway, so I'm working on the east side and Ethan is working on the west side. Everyone wave hi to Ethan. Hi, Ethan. If you think about it, I'm kind of purposely running over corn, but the technique that I've developed is I'm doing every other pass, so I don't have to turn as sharp on myself. So when I exit the field, I drive straight out and then turn so that my tires go with the end rows for as long as possible before I have to turn in for my next pass. And that's been working out really well so far. This well motor is running. Dad came out and started it, and it was moving the pivot out of my way, but it is far enough out of the way, so I'm just going to shut it off. And I'm almost done with this field. And after that, I think we're moving on to another one. Don't forget to disconnect that so the battery doesn't die. But I have to say, so I planted this field and I don't know what in the world happened there, but look at how close I planted. I remember being really nervous because no one was here to like watch me. Not too shabby. I don't know what happened there. What in the world? Everything else looks really good though. Do you see how much grass is in front of us? Like all that. And now look at behind me. Isn't that beautiful? Just the turned dirt and the corn. It is amazing. Just eliminating like this patch of grass here is going to save all that and all that from the grass spreading through the field. Just appreciate how satisfying this is. Okay, look at that beautiful corner there. Oh, wow. So nice. Now there's some volunteer corn in the middle there, but that square around the pivot is so satisfying. And I am done with this field. My last pass, of course, I ended on the side of the field I didn't want to end on, but that's just how it worked out. So now I'm driving back to the other end with the driveway, and then I'll unpin the wings, fold up, and drive to the other field. And we have arrived at the next field. These end rows were literally the last thing planted, and so that's why they're so small, but the corn in the field looks excellent. The reason why we're cultivating this field next specifically is because this field is corn on corn. So it was corn last year, and we planted corn here again. And so there's, like on that other field, there was also corn on corn, there's a lot of volunteer corn. So corn that like fell out the back of the combine or is just like is growing up from last year. And because it wasn't specifically planted this year, it's considered a weed. And anyway, so obviously we can't spray anything to kill corn because it's corn planted. And one of the thing I'm hilling next on this field was a test plot last year, and so a lot of corn was spilled on the ground, and so we're just gonna try to get rid of that as soon as possible. So that's why we're on this field next. Here is the view ahead of me. So you can see the volunteer corn in all the rows there. And then behind, like I said, it's beautiful, green, luscious, brown dirt, green corn, blue sky. Does not get better than this. Okay, hold on. This is our first tractor find of the day, and it's evening time. I know it's summer, so the sun's high in the sky. Here we have a broken 5-gallon bucket. I'm guessing this blew from the wind at some point, but we'll take it. The sun is quite bright still, but I wanted to show off my pretty John Deere green phone case. Okay, I just got this. It's sparkly. I love it. Anyways, ooh, it also matches the corn. I've got a corn colored phone case. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, I'm starting the pivot moving because I'll have it chasing me. So when I come back, because I think it's supposed to rain tonight, so I think we'll get rained out. When I come back, then the pivot's already out of my way. So we're just gonna open this thing up here. And let's see what we got here. 88%, I'm gonna slow it down. Wait, okay. Here. Here. Oh, it's still at 88. Okay, sure. Why not? That'll work. Oh wow, look at that, it's moving. Okay, I slowed it down to 75% because I'm not entirely sure how fast I can move with the pivot. So we're just gonna work with that for now. I think I'm almost done. I've done 40 acres on this field, and the pivot is moving nicely. It hasn't caught me yet, which is good. But I've been watching radar all day, and there's supposed to be this big storm cell coming up from the south. And so I know that I can't leave anything in the field. I'm gonna have to drive the tractor home. But we shall see if it's rain or if this cell has hail in it. Dad's kind of worried, so we'll see what it develops into. Last pass on this field. And I remember planting this. I remember being so happy that it came out like perfectly square, like with the tree line, because I'm following in the planter's tracks right now. Oh, so nice. I think that's kind of satisfying. I like that. And the other side. Now we put the hazards on so people know I'm coming, and we hit the road jack. Summer in the country is just gorgeous. We're gonna have a nice sunset and just look down the rows of corn. Isn't that nice? Like I said, I just don't think it gets much better than this. Hear the birds. That is all she wrote for today. Thank you for coming along for kind of a day in the life of a farmer in Nebraska. If you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe to see more. and we'll see you next time. Bye. I realize I ended the video already, but just know I am driving into rain and lightning. So we'll see if this storm turns into anything. It's definitely raining. And I totally understand why people post their trucks all the time. That's beautiful.